Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. Well, you've seen me shoot this rifle. The smile on my face is genuine. You probably saw the unboxing and first impressions video, and occasionally I do a video like that, and actually I'm a little bit disappointed in the end by the product, but this one didn't at all. It stands out in that respect by being one of the few that truly didn't match, when I shot it, the enthusiasm of that unboxing first impressions video. So what can I tell you about it? Right. The rifle comes with a pepper pot muzzle brake and it's screw cut 5/8 24 for it. I put a moderator on just because that's my preference. The barrel itself is 409mm long, which is 16.1 inches, and it has a 9.5 inch twist rate on it. It's cold hammer forged and it's Cerakoted in this rather nice cobalt colour, the same as the action and the bolt handle. Fluting is what fluting is. Some people say it saves weight, some people there's no compromise in rigidity, other people say it does look nice and it breaks up the feel of the rifle. I think it looks very nice and the cobalt colour is superb throughout. The barrel does fully free float in the stock, which is excellent, and that polymer stock's also got a stud on it for a bipod here. It's interesting to note that the stock has got a massive amount of internal webbing in it and it is very rigid. You can use that in a tripod clamp and there's no issue with point of zero shift, so I was very happy with that. Also, while we're talking about the stock, it's actually got in it two V-blocks, steel blocks for bedding it, and those fit into pockets within the injection moulding, and then the action itself clamps into those. There are two screws on the underside which actually hold the rifle in. They also release this bottom magazine insert, which is dependent on calibre you have with the rifles built into the stock. So of course it comes with the one appropriate to your magazine. This magazine is a Mini 30 compatible, it's got steel walls, it's a 5 round, and it's got a staggered feed on it. Now interestingly, I'll talk about this while it's here. Now the magazine's got this little claw on it here which stops the bolt closing when the magazine's empty, and that is actually the only Achilles heel of the rifle. Not that it really bothers me because I'd cut it off anyway. I don't want the rifle to lock open when it's finished, but very occasionally when the claw comes to the top of its travel, it catches the base of the action there and it stops it rising, and that's why the bolt sometimes will close, and if I deliberately pop that underneath there, it will now close with it up. It's a minor thing because, to be honest, I would cut it off anyway. I don't want my bolt to stay open on that last round in that respect because it's not a military rifle, blah blah blah. Moving on from that, the magazine release lever is there. That's operable ambidextrous, so you can pop that in, pop that out, and I believe you can actually get super high capacity magazines if you want them to. The action's got these nice facets on the side. It's got a Picatinny rail bolted to the top, and that Picatinny rail is dimensionally correct for tolerances because this scope went straight on it from another Picatinny rail, which means I can trust it. Fitting it was super easy, straightforward. Picatinny rail gives you all the options of, you know, red dot, regular rifle scope, night vision, thermal, whatever you want, it's going to work. Right, the bolt is 70-degree lift on the 3 lugs. Pop that out there and you can see the bolt here. 3 lugs, we've got a plunger ejector and a claw extractor there. So that worked perfectly, as you can see on the video, no problems at all. And actually the transit on it is very slick and smooth. It's got smoother and smoother as the rifle's worn in. The safety catch at the back here is 3 position, the older version of 2 position. So now with it all the way back, the bolt is locked. Middle position, you've got safe opening, and forward, you're ready to fire. Ready, safe dry fire, click. Now the Marksman trigger is user adjustable from 3 to 5 pounds. This one weighed in at 1840 grams, which is 65 ounces. Some people say, oh, that's really, really heavy, but to be fair, it's about 95% crisp, and it's very predictable to use, and I quite liked using it, so I'm happy with that. Overall length of the rifle is 948mm, which is 37.4 inches, and overall weight is 2.7 kilograms, which is 6 pounds 2 ounces. Now let's talk a little bit more about this stock now, because the cheek piece here, it's not technically an adjustable cheek piece, but this comb razor here, you can actually get spares for it. Ruger sell them, the UK importer Viking Arms sell them. It's not a problem getting hold of them, and of course that means you can set it up exactly as you want it. Similarly, the back end here has got a spacer in here for length of pull. Now that arrives with you at 13.75 inches length of pull, which is 349mm, and you can take that out and go down to 12 inches, which is 305mm. That makes this rifle usable by shooters of all sorts of sizes, and of course you can go longer as well if that's what you need. Interestingly, although you might say this is a very small compact rifle, it actually makes quite a good range rifle and plinking rifle in the smaller calibers, which are super efficient. They don't get super hot, not massive recoil. And for smaller shooters, well, you're getting a very well scaled rifle for your usage. If you flip that to some of the larger calibers, like the 350 or the 400 Legend, which, you know, sort of larger game calibers, that will make this rifle a very fast handling thing for those, you know, instantaneous ranch moments where you might be driving around with it in your vehicle and you need to make those fast shots. That's perhaps something not for the UK shooter, but for the UK shooter, the caliber range in this is all very appropriate to the modest size of the rifle. And don't forget, this is fundamentally similar to the Ruger American Gen 2, just not the ranch version. That has a grey stock. There's a review of it on my channel. That's got slightly longer barrel, and it sort of comes in more appropriate deer stalking calibers. You can have this one in 5.56, you can have it in 2.2 arc, 6mm arc, you can have it in 6.5 Grendel, 6.5 Creedmoor, 308 if you want to. This of course is a 7.62-39, but they also do it in a 300 blackout. The big cartridges are the 350 and the 400 Legend, and there's a 450 Bushmaster as well, but again you don't really see those in the UK, and in fairness we don't really see 2.2 arc and 6mm arc yet, which hopefully we will get at some point. I think those will suit this rifle beautifully, and again we go back to the fact that it's proportioned to be scaled down for shooters. So many rifles aren't really scalable down in all dimensions, but this one with the cheek riser here, the length of pull there, it's not too big through the grip, there's a slight ambidextrous palm swell, and it is shootable by smaller shooters. Having said that, I didn't have a problem with it at all, because you've got plenty of Picatinny rail here, scope mounting is versatile, you can make sure you've got the eye relief you need, and although yes, it's a smaller rifle, it feels like a really nicely balanced compact rifle. And yeah, I shot it with the moderator on rather than the brake, but that's just my preference. I shot it prone, I shot it seated, I shot it standing from the tripod, and it balanced that nicely. You can also get a stock weight for it at the back if you want to counterbalance anything you put on at the front, which is an additional heavy muzzle weight. It's 1.6 pounds, about 750 grams. So that gives you more versatility to it. So how does it shoot on target? What are the group sizes, which is a fundamentally fascinating point to many people. Right, these are all shot at 100 metres. This is the target here, all shot with the same ammunition, which is the 123 grain SST bullet from the Hornady Black range of ammunition. The smallest group is 19.1mm, the largest is 26.4, I think. That averages out at about 22mm for a 25 shot string. Again, this is 100 metres, not 100 yards, that's 109 yards effectively. I am very happy with that, to be quite honest, because yes, there's a little bit of movement here and there and everywhere, but I think the general overall, you could say that's a bit left, that's a little bit right, that's a little bit left, that's maybe, so maybe I could put a couple of clicks right on it. But that one there was shot the first, and it's just pretty good, isn't it? You can't really complain at that. And of course, these little diminutive 7.62 rounds are ever so nice to shoot. There's very little recoil from it. The noise is appreciably less than something like a 308. Okay, it's not like a blackout, but you know, you get brass that comes out. It's easy to reload if you want to. And don't judge 7.62-39 by 7.62-39 short ammunition that's, you know, buried by the trillions across this earth of ours, because it all derives from the AK-47 world. Judge it on how it performs with premium ammunition or hand-loaded ammunition, and I have to say I am very fond of it. I would really like to take this foxing, but I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity. I'm a little bit short of night vision and thermal imaging scopes at the moment, but there's more about that to come because there's some secrets I can't show you yet. And there we go. So I love the magazine. You know, it's a twin column mag, which means you can just click load them from the top like that, and you've no issue doing that in the gun as well as out of the gun. So, you know, those just pop in from the top like that, and you've no issue because it's like a standard military thing. You want to just be able to go click, 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 click. You don't want to be pushing them down and sliding them back individually. And like I show you again, just go click down in the top, click down in the top. Sometimes give it a tap, just make sure they all seat rearward, and you're good to go. But those are just a pleasure to shoot, and I like them a lot. Muzzle velocity, as I said, was 2,220 feet per second, 1,383 foot-pounds, so I cannot complain. Feeding worked off fine. You can drop around in there on top of the magazine folder and it will feed to the chamber without an issue. And realistically, what is negative about this rifle? Well, the only thing I can say is actually wrong with it is that little tab on the back of the magazine, and I just cut it off. So there we go. This rifle is very, very good value. I don't often quote retail price on rifles because they do go out of date. I've been told this morning that in the UK the recommended retail price on this rifle is £860 from your dealer, whoever you use as your shop. It may be a little cheaper than that, you never know. And I just think I like it. I would, you know, I have quite a few rifles. I don't really need any more because I don't have any time to use them because I've usually got review guns to use, but this is a rifle I would actually very much enjoy to own, because with a night vision scope on this, it would just be great fun. Or day-night scope, you know, just for plinking, foxing, things like that. I think it handles great, and it's because it's very convenient when you're in your vehicle, because it will just slot in the footwell next to you when you're driving around the farm, and you've got no issue at all using that, mounting it, shooting from the door mirrors, things like that. Right, well I hope you've enjoyed watching that review video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, click the notification bell and go all the way through to the end of the video to click on the link for the British Shooting Show 2025 at the NEC in Birmingham. Tickets are now available and it's from the 14th to the 16th of the month. Also, a huge thank you to Viking Arms for sending me the Ruger rifle, and to Edgar Brothers for sending me the Hornady ammunition pretty much overnight so I could get out shooting it straight away. Right, thank you for watching. Bye for now.